Let's don't let a good thing die.
Would you explore an abandoned prison? Late one night, a French man on TikTok went exploring inside of an abandoned prison. But when he found a cave, he decided to have a peek inside, and that's when he captured something horrifying on camera.
Waouh, l'état de la cave. C'est quoi ça?
A tall, dark figure with creepy, glowing eyes can be seen peeking at him from behind the wall. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, the figure sprints towards the man as he runs out of the prison. He explains at first he thought it was just a person living inside the cave, but after watching the video, he doesn't know who or what this figure could be.
Oh my God. What are you doing, man? Mars Attack is one of my favorite films of all time. Little aliens running around like, What up, my good people, and welcome back. Hope you got your popcorn ready, because right now we're gonna kick back and watch the creepiest TikToks I could find this week. With all that being said, let's jump right back into it.
Want to see something really scary and really dangerous? You definitely don't want to cool off from there, because if you do, you will cool off forever.
Man, and here I was thinking I had it bad by being woken up from my neighbor's chickens every night.
Michael Jackson, I don't know if you know, he was not a fan of that tribe.
All I want to say is that they don't really care about
so you're aware.
Sue me, everybody.
Yep, but they censored those words. They censored and all that. Yeah. And it's really sad, actually, to look at Michael Jackson's legacy, because he was a very tormented soul, right? Like, he went through a lot of hardship, but he was such a kind and wonderful human. And when you actually dig through the history, like, it's very clear that all the stuff was total slander.
Okay, look at this. The sunset is down here on Door Street. But what is this over here? What is that in the sky? They go to sunset down here. How can this be here?
Come here. You could have stopped that.
How did you know this was happening?
Reddit.
Everyone is yelling in the background, and this man just calmly walks by like Reddit.
Y'all think Elon's an alien, or at least part alien?
He's not real. Elon's not real.
Okay.
He filed 2 patents, right? Telekinesis and telepathy. You don't think that he has a Neuralink in his brain already? Another thing is, he's been predicted. Werner von Braun, one of the lead scientists in NASA that they brought over from Nazi Germany, he wrote a book called Project Mars. In this book, there's a guy named Elon that's going to take humanity to an exploration to Mars.
That's insane. When was that book written?
That book was written in the 60s.
What?
Even if your name is Elon, What are the chances that you become a billionaire and now you're leading humanity to Mars?
What made him a billionaire? That SpaceX contract. That's what made him a billionaire. Tesla was bankrupt. Where's the largest deposits of lithium in our immediate solar system? Mars. So he's got incentive to want to get there.
I don't think he's human. He can't be.
Tourists fled for their lives as huge ash clouds exploded from Mount Etna. Europe's most active volcano had experienced some activity overnight, but within a few hours, it had escalated to continuous explosions of growing intensity.
If you see someone like this, tell them to burn their clothes right away. Lately, there are posts surfacing about people with no heads in videos or even in photos. Some people believe this could be a bad sign. Like in the Philippines, there's an old belief that that person might die soon. So to stop this from happening, some people suggest burning the clothes of the person with no head as fast as possible so that hopefully nothing bad will happen to them, or worse, so that they don't die. But whether it's true or not, there seems to be many stories about this, and it can be really creepy.
Nah, they have to be using a green screen, bro. Ain't no way.
We're cooked. AI has gotten so realistic that it's fooling even the most tech-savvy among us. This video of a kangaroo waiting to board a plane recently went viral, and many viewers didn't even realize it wasn't real. The original video was uploaded by the Instagram account Infinite Unreality, which posts lots of bizarre AI videos, but most of them are much easier to spot.
Don't do that, then they're gonna start flying everywhere.
They're already flying everywhere.
No, they're just chilling.
Do I just get the person that like works here?
No.
But I can't sleep in here with this many moths.
You can, they're not doing anything.
Oh, our lines are snapping. Look, 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 look. Wait for it. Ooh! Hey!
You won't believe me, but I went to the alien church hidden behind the metro tracks in Los Angeles, and what I saw left me speechless. I saw an alien high priest, an alien Last Supper, and even an alien nailed to a cross. One of the members told me he was abducted as a child by aliens and claimed that they left a magnetic implant in his body. But what really caught me off guard was some of their projects. One of them is called the Fear Circularity Alarm, an implant they say can detect when you're in danger. And if that wasn't wild enough, they believe their trinkets can slow down time and even boost stem cells. So I had to dig deeper. What is this place and what do they really believe in?
Alien church? What? Yeah, I've never heard of alien church before in my life.
I give it to Elon as a presentation from our country. Thank you, Elon. Thank you. Take care.
You can see the line.
Presentation from our country.
Oh man. That's a big fella right there. He's like, I spared you, bro. Ugh.
This just went off in Moscow. I can't even begin to tell you guys just how bad this is, because before this even started going off, we had reports coming out of Russia that their leader was getting their nuclear stuff ready and on high alert because, I don't know, maybe they knew that something was going to happen, something giant. Allow me to explain to you why this is so bad and why this is the closest we have ever been to WW. I have to say it's stupid. By the way, if you're on TikTok and you see this in your For You feed, let me know. That being said, it's because the leader of the United States and the leader of Russia have decided not to work together anymore, and ever since then it's gotten insane, both in this place and the other place that, you know, they're fighting. But not just them. Russia's being backed by Iran, yeah, you like to say Iran, and they are working it out with Pakistan, and they also just met with Egypt. With all the things happening in the Middle East right now, this right here, though not directly but indirectly, might be the final piece until something really bad happens. One thing is for sure, within 24 hours, we'll know a lot more. And the scariest part, about 3 years ago, God gave me a dream. And yeah, I recorded, I showed y'all. And it showed the escalation and what was going to be the final part. If you don't remember, it had to do with them and the Middle East. But if you saw it, you know.
What's that, Dad?
I don't. We can't go to China and buy farmland, but China can buy all the farmland here. What's that about?
They own almost 400,000 acres.
How is that possible?
We've been sold out a long time ago. China has already invaded.
Last year, 40,000 war-age males, all Chinese nationals, crossed the border illegally.
Correct.
The United States Justice Department had shut down 27 illegal police Chinese stations that were operating here in the United States. Entire floors of commercial real estate buildings in the United States of America were being used by Chinese hackers to knock down cell towers.
And a former senior advisor just got arrested being a Chinese spy. And then another U.S. state official got caught, literally red-handed, getting paid in Chinese yuan. We've been infiltrated on a 5D chess level. We're talking about our water systems, our financial system, our food. There's 45,000 Chinese restaurants in America, and they don't have any commercials.
The Chinese government poured more concrete in the continent of Africa last year than the entire size of the United States of America.
China trying to take over America? Yeah, I really hope not, but at this point, I wouldn't doubt it.
Heads on tables everywhere in the markets.
Human heads?
Oh, yeah. Piles of bodies.
Why were there human heads on tables?
Cannibalism. It's voodoo, man.
Cannibalism?
It's West Africa. It is like hardcore.
Do you see that happening?
Every day. If you type in rebels of Liberia, West Africa, you will see crazy people with wigs and weird glasses and wearing women's dresses and life preservers, and they're out there shooting with AKs and RPGs, kind of Lord of War with Nicolas Cage. That is Liberia. The ground, the pavement, is all 7.62 by 39 brass. There's no pavement. It's brass everywhere you go in the streets. Just constant gunfights.
Kind of is scary, the fact that we're living in a world where all this wicked, evil stuff happens on a daily. POV, when you live in a bad neighborhood but you know everybody.
They've been hiding this from you, but we discovered why all these celebrities chose Satan, and it's way worse than you think. Look closely. The same ancient symbol keeps showing up in music videos, red carpets, even jewelry worn by your favorite stars. It's not just for aesthetic, it's the same pattern found on forbidden altars, in ancient ruins, and in secret temples. Some say it's the Star of Remphan, linked to God's people were exiled for worshipping. Others call it the Seal of Saturn. But what if it's not just symbolic? Hollywood elites, CEOs, billionaires, why are they all flashing this same symbol? Why are they all suddenly obsessed with rituals, blood, and rebirth? This isn't about religion, it's about power and who they really serve. The deeper you dig, the more you realize they don't just play roles on camera, they're following something dark, something ancient, and maybe you've unknowingly worshipped it too. The craziest part? You've seen it your whole life, on flags, in churches, on TV, right in your face. Am I crazy for this, or is it all true?
So a lot of people thought the video I just made about the sun looking red all over the world was the sun, but y'all, this was not the sun. Check this out, man. Look, now this video was sent to me from Florida. I'm gonna show y'all that this is not the sun, and that is not the moon. The sun is setting over there, and the moon is on top of her. Watch this.
And that's not the sun. That can't be the sun because...
You heard him? He said that's a planet. The sunset is over there. Look at the sunset. You see the kids know. The kids know. They know. And look at the moon. Look at that. Look at now, this. Check this video out from Canada because they want to blame the sun looking red on the wildfires, right? But why is there two suns in Canada? This red one over here, and then you have the sun, the orange sun setting over there. What is that about, Look at this. When I tell you everybody was seeing this all over the world, this was in London. This lady was on a live stream and she saw these things, I don't know, flying through the sun. And what she saw next is crazy. Watch this, y'all.
An alien spaceship? And then it's out of the blue, the ship's changed to like an apple.
How does that happen, y'all? How does that happen? This happened on her live stream. And again, the sun already set. This is after the sunset. So this is not the sun, y'all. This is the red Kachina.
Because I'm trying to tell y'all, people didn't know the Titanic sunk on purpose. They didn't know, and they monetized the shit. That's why I say it's so much hidden knowledge. And people caught flack when I said this, but a lot of people liked it when I said that if the regurgitated version of the Bible that they gave us today helped black people or any people get out of their current situation, they would have never introduced it to us, which is true.
Right.
Because the Vatican has so much fucking like books, all type of architect. They have real knowledge that a lot of people ain't even ready for, but they give us this.
Right.
Anytime your enemy gives you something, it's not for your use, bro.
They gave us shackles.
That's all it is.
Wow.
And see, listen, the Bible, like I say, the Bible is what keep broke people from killing rich people.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? That's the glue. You see what I'm saying?
What?
It's a belief system, bro. Everything is built around belief systems.
It breaks your heart when you finally realize so much of the history we were taught back in school is a lie. That's why it's important to question everything.
I was jumping from the height of a 9-story building, landing in boxes, and I dislocated my shoulder. It came down to my armpit.
Why didn't they do surgery?
I'm like afraid of surgery.
Have you ever gotten stem cells?
No.
You should get stem cell therapy. I avoided surgery completely with stem cells.
Really?
Yeah, I had a full-length rotator cuff tear. 6 months later, the tear was completely gone. I said, this is insane. I have some good friends that run a clinic in Tijuana, CPI. It help you a lot.
And Bill and Sandra, you know, when things like this are happening, it seems everyone starts to look up, like my crew and I have been here in Mendham recording this video that you're looking at right now. We have no idea what it is, if it's a natural phenomenon.
This is happening inside a 500-foot deep hole that Jeff Bezos drilled in a mountain in West Texas. He's spending $42 million to build a clock that will tick once a year for 10,000 years. Every 100 years, it'll chime, and every 1,000 years, a giant cuckoo will come out. For real. It's powered entirely by gravity, and it's designed to last pretty much forever without any human intervention. What's the point of this? Bezos says the clock is supposed to get us to slow down and think on a way longer time scale. But right now, he's working on drones that will drop packages in your driveway less than an hour after you place an order. Is that a contradiction? Well, maybe he's afraid people will stop talking about him after he's gone, so he's leaving this piece of himself behind. Or is this thing really about getting us to see that we're part of something way bigger than ourselves?
I'll never understand why people like Jeff Bezos have all the money in the world, when there's kids in this country and all around the world that don't have a meal today, but yet greedy people that can't put others before themselves have all the control.
That's not normal.
Man, look at this. It's a damn snake. On the street.
What is it doing? What the heck?
I don't know what he's doing. He about to get ran over, though.
Uh-oh.
That is crazy.
That's a big snake.
Go up her car?
Yes, look. It's going up her car. It's in the tire.
Oh!
It's in the tire. Hell no.
Oh, no.
Better than her car than mine. Oh!
The fact that they didn't even try to warn those people is so messed up.
Are they multiple species? Are they like, what was their size? And how many are usually on a crack?
They're typically the multiple species people are familiar with, the Greys, the Nordics. People have talked about reptilians and insectoids. It's not that they're reptilian or insectoid, it's that they resemble to the presidium, a reptile or an insect type humanoid, because they have this head and 4 limbs and torso.
So large?
Small.
Yeah, she's not in your clothes. Yeah, she's not in your clothes.
What's hiding behind here? Oh, hello. This is one of those kill it with fire moments. We'll just close him back up.
Stop fighting.
3 competing extraterrestrial civilizations have been using this planet as a laboratory. What I've been told by a Defense Intelligence Agency analyst in December of 1999, and he said, my job was to monitor and analyze the conflicting competition of 3 extraterrestrial biological civilizations in conflict with each other on and apparently over something about this planet for genetic manipulation for at least 270 million years.
The reason that these elite dark occult societies sacrifice and traffic children, first and foremost, is the energy associated with it. So when a human is in the state of fear and trauma, they release a energy, and this energy can be picked up by essentially negative extraterrestrial beings, negative archonic influences, and they feed off of it. They literally feed off the energetic release of fear and trauma. When these dark groups use children, because a child is not mentally programmed yet as an adult is, they are much more innocent. They're much more connected into their higher selves or into their divine, if you will. The trauma that they release is much more potent than using adults.
Man, it's sad to think that any adult out there could harm a child, but yeah, man, these people in these cults, they really don't care.
And even in the industry, I used to look out into the crowd, and I promise, I know you're gonna think I'm lying to you. I used to look out and see faces change. Everything felt demonic.
Did you know there's a fire in the middle of the desert that's been burning for over 50 years and humans created it on purpose? It's called the Door to Hell, and it looks like one too. Back in 1971, Soviet scientists were drilling for gas in Turkmenistan when the ground collapsed. They hit a massive underground methane pocket, and it started leaking. They lit it on fire, thinking it would burn out in a few days. That was 5 decades ago. The crater's 230 feet wide, filled with flames and toxic heat, still burning day and night. So yeah, Earth has its own version of an eternal flame.
Man, look at that shit. Huh? That shit look like... That shit fake, man. That can't be the sign. Ain't no way.
I trust God's pharmacy more than man's pharmacy.
Word.
And it was all in the Garden of Eden. He gave you the garden, and he told you, read the Bible, read Genesis. He said to Adam and Eve, everything I put in the garden, I made for the benefit of man. Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson came after the garden, y'all. He put in the garden everything for the benefit of man. What was in the garden? Animals, air, water, plants, everything, soil, dirt, minerals, everything he put on the earth. So I'm here to remind you of the incredible, thorough creation God had fulfilled in those 6 days of creating the space you live in. He did it perfectly. Man has tried to figure out how to alter it and then lie to you and manipulate your mind to believe that science figured out a way to make God's creation function better. That is the future of medicine.
On August 26, 1991, in Downland Groves, Illinois, 41-year-old Mary Teresa stood beside her lawyer at the Fairview Avenue train station. She was a mother of 3, and that afternoon, she was on her way to finally end the bitter chapter of her life. She was meeting her ex-husband to sign the divorce papers. At 5:50 p.m., the warning bell started ringing. The crossing gates came down, and barreling toward the station was a freight train, BN 9912, screaming in at over 60 miles per hour. But Mary and her lawyer, they were deep in conversation, walking focused, distracted. They stepped past the lower gates, and just as the ground began to tremble, her lawyer looked up and froze. He saw it, a wall of steel racing toward them. He stopped. But Mary didn't. Her mind was somewhere else, spinning with thoughts of the divorce, the kids, her life falling apart. She never even turned her head, and then boom! The train slammed into her like a missile. The impact lifted her off the ground and launched her down the tracks like a ragdoll. She never had time to scream, and she was killed instantly. But the horror didn't end there, because just a few feet away, a man had been filming the train's arrival, and instead, he captured a death, a real-time recording of a woman's final moment. The train's engineer later said he saw her body every time he passed that spot, and it haunted him, until one day he couldn't take it anymore, and he quit. Mary's family filed a lawsuit, but in 1996, the court threw it out. The gates were down, the bells were blaring. They said Mary walked into it. No one was held responsible. No one paid. The train that killed her, BN 9912, was retired the very next year.
That's tragic, but I'm so confused. Like, how did they not see it? Better question, how did they not hear it?
Saying also these gray ones are the ones that we see most of the time, and you said that most of that there are a lot of different motives for them being here. The gray ones, what kind of a deal we got going with them? Is that the bunch that you suggest we've made a deal with for military technology?
Well, I think we made a deal with them, and their ultimate what they want to do is regenerate their own race. Now, apparently they've either had some kind of nuclear accident, or they're on the backside of a evolutionary genetic curve, and they're going downhill instead of uphill. In other words, in the autopsies, of which I have 2, we found out that their digestive system is atrophied. They can't eat through their mouth anymore. You know how they eat? Well, these cattle mutilations, they take the hormones and the enzymes from those cattle and they spread it on their skin, and their skin absorbs the nutrients and then excretes the waste back through their skin. And if you read Whitley Strieber's book or listen to him talk, he talks about when he's seen them doing this to their skin, and they're scraping the waste off.
Look at the size of those spark plugs. Are you kidding me? That's massive, dude. Those spark plugs are huge, man. What are they working on?
The reptilian statue of Morup in Peru. In the Peruvian city of Chiclayo, often referred to as the capital of friendship, stands an unusual monument dedicated to the ancient god, Morup the reptilian. This statue was meticulously crafted based on ancient descriptions, aiming to authentically represent the deity Morup. Roughly 2,000 years ago, the northern region of Peru was home to the Mochi civilization. This society, known for its rich culture and enigmatic mythology, continues to captivate scholars and enthusiasts. Among their pantheon was the distinctly reptilian god, Morup, also known as the Iguana Man. The Moche viewed this deity as a formidable figure, essential in their beliefs about the journey to the underworld. Serving as a bridge between the living and the dead, Morup was both revered and feared in equal measure.
Okay, I know some people have seen this picture before, but this is one of the weirdest pictures I've ever seen. You scroll in on these people, this picture almost looks like AI. It is so weird. None of these people look like they're together. They're all looking in different directions. They don't even necessarily look like they're all standing there. That lady does not look like she's next to that guy. And what is he doing? They look so out of place. I have studied this picture. If anybody has any kind of intuition or discernment at all, they know there is something up with this. This is not what a crowd photograph looks like.
I think we're about to really notice how AI is not as new as we were led to believe.
Y'all really need to watch out for provoking spirits. These spirits are very smart, but they're weak and they prey on strong people. These type of spirits will bring you into fury and let you win the battle, because winning the argument does not make them feel like they won. Getting you out your character and wasting your energy makes them feel like they won. Provoking spirits gets a high out of bringing people out of their character. They get a high out of making people act out of their emotions. You have to know how to identify one of these and control yourself when one of these are attacking you. Because y'all have to realize we are in spiritual warfare. Y'all got to stop looking at things physically all the time. Because if you don't realize that a provoking spirit inhabits people's body, you will be lost. A provoking spirit can inhabit anybody. It can be your friends, your family, your significant other, or it can be a quote-unquote op. A provoking spirit don't care about physical things. So they'll get you to a point to where you want to unalive them. And you know what? They still won. Because they got you to a point where you just threw your life away. Because all that spirit is going to do is jump in another person's body and do the same thing to them that they just did to you. You have to learn how to be emotionally intelligent in this world. You have to realize that some people just do things so you can act out of character and give your energy to them. They love negative energy. They absorb it every time you lash out at them. That's why when you be serious as hell, they be laughing. They'll look at you dead in your face and laugh at you. Because you did what they want you to do.
Yeah, definitely got a lot of evil spirits out there, so be sure to watch your back.
This guy in Brazil would dress up as Batman with a red hood. He even had his own homemade weapons like the batarang and everything. He would break into suspected criminals' homes and just beat them senseless. This is as close to lore-accurate Batman as we might get. His name is Rodrigo Rodrigues da Silva. He was also known as the Punisher of Paranaíba in Brazil. He was arrested back in 2023. When he broke in, he had like bladed gauntlets, like the batarang, a utility belt full of different weapons and stuff. He also told police he had intentions to use all of his weapons on the person's home that he broke into. In Brazil, homicides are very, very prevalent in the country. He got kind of sick of all these criminals getting away with it, so he decided to take justice into his own hands. I forgot one more thing. He also had a submachine gun on him. It's not pictured here, but crazy. And mind you, these are suspected criminals, so maybe some of these aren't confirmed criminals. And the work that he put in to make his suit and his weapons and everything.
Imagine him breaking in your house to try to beat you up. Like, who are you? I'm Batman. What are you doing in my house? I'm here to beat you up.